Friends, it's Drew from Not Ideal Gaming. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, where we have a kitty already messing with my cords. Starting off right, a surprise Saturday stream. Here we are. Why not? I desperately wanted to keep going with this game. Clive is not amused. There we go. But yeah, I figured, I got all my stuff done. I just went on a nice long walk, had myself a nice healthy smoothie. I said, you know what, I'm going to stream for a couple hours. Jump back into this wonderful world of Valisthea. When we got our Ankh, who just showed up. We didn't even know that he knew where this place was.
My dear nephew, how I've missed you.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear.
Blabbermouth.
The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
From the fiction.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was. Aye.
And I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly.
Yeah.
You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you? 2,000?
Well, we're rich now.
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
I don't know how much a gold talent is worth.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
Took his hands.
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place.
Oh, yes.
Come here and I'll show you.
Come here, my dear.
It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry.
Yeah, I don't think we've been to this other continent yet.
Flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why
Whither?
home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts? Or would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it.
Yeah.
So what then was the plan of our Waloed friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
Oh, you would stake my life on it, would you? How convenient. Although I guess she has a vested interest in our life.
So it was the Waloeders who spirited
The Waloeders.
I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy.
So to the
It may
desert
well
we
have
go.
gone cold by now. But as
A
they
new
say in the
area
Republic,
to explore.
all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Candleward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company.
Very well.
Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Okay, jeez. Check out my dope new sword too, by the way. Look at this thing. Let's kind of get in the... Yeah. Look at that thing. Oh, it's twisty. Very cool. What you got, Viv?
Here for another of my lectures. How may I help you today?
The Grand Cast.
Here you are.
Down to Drake's Fang. What are you? Armistice.
Very good.
Well. Anyone else? Just this thing?
Otto. Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry.
I am.
I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom.
I mean, we'll eventually have to
You
go
have
for
any
the
trouble on the
Mother
way?
Crystal, though, right?
You ask for Rosina Dalamil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate.
She's the Desert Hare, ain't it?
And only since. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalamil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Alright.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
Down we go. Hello.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
To the ship! Yeah, new marker. What up? So far we've explored the top pretty well. But we haven't done anything on this side. And where I see 1, 2, this Mother Crystal's gone. Is this a Mother Crystal, or is this... I think it is. Is this like Titan's Mother Crystal? Well, to the desert! Time for a desert theme. Oh yeah. Let's get this down just a hair. That's pretty good. See my pumpkin jack shirt poking eight.
I was a young man when last I walked this path.
He's got an axe. See our new companion. And Jill's still resting, I guess.
Trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
Dude, this music. Love it. To the trading post. Riddle of the Sands. Oh, hi, big, huge area. to the water. The northern Belcroy Desert. Well, what if we just messed around and just went straight towards the northern desert?
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
These enemies are beefy. What are you doing all the way over here, buddy?
20 years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Spain.
Get
He let
on.
me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born.
Let's go into
You were
this.
so eager to be
little
there
area.
when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle.
Speaking of which, I can
She'll
ride
never forget how
Ambrosia.
Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
I'm sorry, the music is changing? Let's chill for a sec. I'm trying to explore. Y'all are getting nuts over there, and I'm trying to explore. Get wrecked. I feel like our regular abilities are coming back pretty quick. 10 gills, sweet. Seratina. And it looks like this is a pretty small area, so I'm glad that we came up here to check it out. I do like unlocking things on a map. My gamer brain enjoys it. Thoroughly. Yeah, we might be coming back here some point. You know what, let's
This is
call...
no time to ride.
What, because we're in this little area? This is cut off, so let's ride Ambrosia.
Let's go.
Faster.
I can't see a thing.
Come, Clive. Let us turn back before we lose our way.
No. What? He can attack? That's so cool. I love that. I know we can't see anything yet, but goblins. I have to get my bloody hides. Ah, yeah, we are still in this area. Okay, so I want to go, and you know that there's going to be a hunt over here too. Once it's unlocked, that is. 25 gil. Crushing it. Yeah, this is like hunt area. For sure. And we'll just run around the outskirt here. Just to get a lay of the land. And we have wild chocobos over here too. Alright, let's chill. Let's run straight through these guys. Yeah! I love that. And it's not even on the little control scheme thing. Oh wait, did I make a wrong turn? Nope. Cool, so we explored that. Let's oh, there's the southern Belcroy Desert. Whoa boy. Whoa boy. Okay, so this is a giant area. The Bandit's Bed. Let's check that out before we do the main objective. Since we have all Chocobo friends, we can make pretty good work. We have over 2,000 hit points. No big deal. Oh, we can jump too? Heck yeah. Yoink. Alright, bandits, rest. Whatever you're called.
Have you lost your way already, my boy?
No.
The ruins mark the road to the inn.
I know, but I see an item. Don't you worry, Unc. And you're the one out in front, so chill. Ooh, hi.
Thanks, Gal.
Are you an Adamantus? Adamantoids, I should say. It is a hunt! Heck yeah, dude! He's about to get wrecked.
Well, Clive, looks like you're gonna need the bigger sword.
Let's hit him with that. Let's let him sit in it. Whoa, buddy. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. At least we got him down to half. We're definitely gonna save the one. There we go. Let's get real nuts on this. Cause this will take him down to half. $35K. Whoa, look at this thing. Get nuts. Yeah, you just sit there in that. Yeah, get staggered, bro. Man, he is a beefy, beefy boy. That's this thing again. Careful, Lonk. Ah, it's only the second time I've gotten hit. Third time I've gotten hit. Ooh, get parried, buddy. That was fun. This is why we explore. That buddy wasn't even on the board yet. I got 10 grand for that. And some scarletite, which we needed, by the way. We needed scarletite to make one of those new pieces of armor or whatever it was that we were gonna do. Okay, I feel pretty confident in... Yeah, maybe we'll just go over here real quick and then circle around.
Come on.
Or... Well, maybe there'll be a blacksmith in the town? Usually there's just a shop, though, so... This is just like a random... These are random hulks. Oh, and I see a little worm. So we'll just go take him out, because why not? Have some fun, get a dragon talent or scale or whatever it is. With salamander! Yeah, get owned. Oh! Almost 12k on that. Let's do this too, why not? Just to get our health back. 41k on that. Get precision dodged. Ooh, buddy. That ought to do him. Really? Assistant finish. Look at that, we're right. Okay, are we... I don't really see anything over there. Ooh, I see a little oasis.
Ready, go?
With an item, no less. Careful, buddies. Oh, look at the blue water! Oh, it's lovely. Oh, look at it! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, he can fly! Excellent. So wait, this was not the destination then. This is just like a little place where people can hang.
Who do you think those soldiers are?
Well, yeah, now we're seeing people. See an item. And a little salamander, step on him! Yoink. Ooh, a potion. Much appreciated. A couple of sharp fangs. There's just items all over this desert. 10 gil, look at that. Heads up, scorpions. Yeah, buddy, I know. I thought I saw another item over here, but... I did. What up? Yeah, buddies, I know. Is this the way? This is not the way. Do we need to be up top there? I think we need to be up top, yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Because if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Ah, there she is.
There she is.
The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
I mean, yeah. Well, what's up with all the white? I wonder if that's like a certain type of stone. Well, we thoroughly explored that first area. Ooh, and Torgal's not. He's not happy. He's not happy. Couple of black chocobos.
Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them?
I like
Run
this
along and
uncle
play
character.
now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
He's like, I'm not a dog, I'm a wolf. A frost wolf. No doubt, no less. Ooh, we're going hooded. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Don't mind my giant sword. And I have a short sword too? I didn't even notice that. Waluda friends.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Listen to him
if you'd like
turning on the
something
charm.
Light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
He didn't even say thank you.
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Ooh. The charcuterie. Is there someone important up here? Hello. Wait, is that Yote? Is Joshua here? He certainly is. I feel something. Presence I've not felt since.
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on.
Where are you
Prince Dion
going?
has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another.
Well,
You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. You must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
try not to run into my brother while you're down there. Imagine living in a time where you're like constantly carrying a sword or a dagger, like with the intent that you're probably going to have to use it. A time or place or setting or video game.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you.
Well, man, 4 soldiers is like no one.
Sorry.
Let's go. Time to go. Trouble.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
Aye. Wait, is she gonna see Clive?
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here.
I mean, Clive does
Perhaps you
stick
could
out.
to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads. But we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah.
Sorry,
I'm sure
lads.
you could spare us an hour or two. Friend.
Listen to everybody. Friend. Ah! That'd be me. That'd be me right before a fight. Oh.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend.
Friend.
Stay back, Uncle.
Badly.
Stay back, I'll just take these 4 dudes on. Set this place on fire with my rising flame, probably. Let's just hit him with this. Oh, good for you!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
Just ability dump and like look at this place. This place would be destroyed. Completely destroyed. I got some bloody hides for it. Like, yeah, you'd think Yote would be like, that's definitely your brother down there.
Your trouble.
Nice
Good
one.
advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
She's like, thanks for destroying my bar. Even though you just gave me a bag of gold. Come on, Yote, you know that's Clive. But will she say anything is the question. That's it! Oh my god, look at that water. Oh, it's beautiful.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
His outfit looks dope now, too. Sorry for the mess. We'll be on our way. Covered in blood. Whoop.
Clive?
I was gonna say, how does he know which room it is? Huffing and puffing.
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
I mean, that's his nephew. He probably cares. Boom, now, give me an obelisk in this town so I can work back here. Because I want to go back to the forge real quick so I can forge that. I don't know if it was... Because we already had the belt. Maybe it was the Greaves or whatever. Don't remember.
Where are you?
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
They're on it.
There it is. The final sting, inaccessible. That must be the, to the jewel.
Said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang.
I
We should
can't
press
get
on before
over
any more of their friends turn up.
this water. Man, that's beautiful looking.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Yo, Joker, what's going on? Good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. It's going well. It's going well. I've been playing for about 30 minutes today.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang.
Yeah.
It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
Yeah, I figured I would sneak in a cheeky little Saturday stream, because why
Not
not?
by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
Aye.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rosina Dalamil, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. The wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rosina Dalamil is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
Well.
Looks like we'll be getting back to Drake's
A shop, eh?
Anything I can interest you in?
Not a platinum sword, that's for sure. Breath of Lightning, Lightning Rod. Oh, that's the one we got rid of. Oops.
Thank you for your custom.
Oh, you're welcome. So, I think what we want to do... You know, let's go back to the highway real quick. Real quick, because I do want to see if I can forge. And does it put us up top? Oh, thank you. How kind. Wanna see the associates?
What do you need?
I need to forge.
What do you want?
Now, was it reinforcing? It was creating a new thing, wasn't it? The Drake Slayer's Vambraces. Because I got my Scarlet type.
Should last you a good while.
Heck yeah, equip the new item. Come on now. Oh, and I can't improve it, can I? Well, I need to sell some of this stuff.
Anything else?
Sid's going to find
Oh, I just wanted to hear this music. Well, back down. Cool. And it's interesting, well, I guess since it wasn't a newly available item, it didn't give me that little thingy. Which, you know, this is the way, this is the way.
Take a sniff, good sir.
Take a sniff!
In the oven. Here,
Once you go flat.
have a taste.
Wow. Flatbreads. I see what they did there.
Plates and pots.
Let's talk to the townsfolk. Ooh, hi. We're right? Sure. Why not?
Won't you come and play, handsome?
Girl, heck. Cool your jets. Hello?
Anything I can help you with, travelers? Allow me.
How accommodating.
My good man, you visit one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dalamil's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rosina Dalamil, would you?
No. I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Well, crud. What about you, milady?
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
Sweet
I
purple
won't keep you
hair.
long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
Only a young sprig.
Thank you.
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be
Ooh, an upstairs.
influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience. Believe you me.
Wrong.
Genuine cactuar needles. Goodness.
Let me treat you.
That girl needs a drink. I want to make sure we're not missing another, like... Oh, it's a little pup. We're not missing any chests or anything. Feels like this would be the type of place. Yup! Goblin coins. Worth it? Worth it. So maybe those white rocks are... Why did it take? Oh, it's the same thing. Maybe these white rocks are like the baths? Don't look like baths.
Lighting for Gilbert's sake.
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's family.
Hello?
Mommy, I want to play with the crystal.
Oh, this music. Ah. Hello?
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rosina Dalamil. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask Furder. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families.
Sounds like the dude we need to talk to, for sure.
That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you kindly.
Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps.
Furder.
Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
Hanging lanterns, keep it up.
Here are the baths.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Are you Furder?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rosina Dalamil? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
Look at all the hookahs behind
She
them.
was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an introduction.
I don't know.
Trust him.
Only as far as I think he trusts us.
So not. Only about as far as you could throw him.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around.
Mm-hmm.
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
Okay. If this is how you want to play it, buddies, I'm totally fine with that.
This one.
Sure.
Get him. This one. Go, Torgal.
I wanted to get that midair. Enemies bested. Excellent. We're coming up on a K for our ability points again, too, so hopefully we'll be able to do another upgrade. That's what you get, fellas. You're not even wearing a shirt.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Furder?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rosina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord.
Well, that was
Lock of
easy.
Leisure, then.
The Lock of Leisure.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Wherever that is.
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Needed to a silken softness.
It would make.
Hello.
Is this the place?
Ubo's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
So it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
children can
It
have
was an
experience.
easy mistake to make.
Or young people can have experience.
After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it.
Well.
Lubor, Lord Furder told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second.
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
It's like, is that it?
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity?
Information.
My trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way.
Well, you said you weren't helping us, so...
Be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants.
I mean, yeah.
Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
A shrubbery!
To this swaggering scruff?
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil.
Was that it?
When you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you.
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
I don't know about this guy.
It'll be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him.
His little riddle?
Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
Good call.
All right. Good luck, Uncle.
Quest accepted for 15 renown and 800 gil.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil.
Ally?
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Well. Hello?
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Aye. Well, oh, I can't go through here? Crud. Wait a minute, I heard that there was a patch that you could adjust the motion sensitivity. Let's go down to 2. Since we were at full bore before.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you?
Robert Zemeckis?
Before you scare them off.
Alright, well.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
Why is the tavern shut?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
My
The
pal.
gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
But what?
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
Uncle.
Let me treat you. I'm pretty flush these days.
Are you now?
Does that mean he's over here? Yeah.
Huh?
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One
What is this,
of
Pirates of the
many
Caribbean?
treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
He's using his money and influence. More than one way to skin a cat.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere, and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
By our powers combined.
Just as you arranged. And put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that.
Yeah, just a little louder, Onk. Jeez.
I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double deep.
Mm-hmm.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Aye.
Of course.
Straight out. Do 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 do. Show me that water. Oh, it's so beautiful. Well, oh my goodness. So I think maybe we do this. We go around to here, go to there, then we cut across straight down here, and then we loop back around. Just to get a little lay of the land.
Ready, go? Faster.
And we can follow the river. Who knows, maybe we'll run into another hunt. That'd be cool. Legendary enemy, whatever they're called. Maybe over here. Dope. I love this music so much. It's kind of reminding me of Diablo 2 a little bit. Don't mind me. Fellers. You know, you'd think they'd hide something. Like a chest or something. Maybe one of those funky chests, one of those like ancient chests that we saw in that one spot. Oh. Can I not talk to you while I'm on Ambrosia?
Thanks, Gal.
Okay, okay.
Turn around, friend. There's nothing back there but a pack of bloodthirsty beasts.
Well. Sounds like my kind of joint.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love that he can fly. Well, glide, rather. Alright, so, real quick, before we do that, we want to keep exploring a little bit. See some chocobos. Look at them flying. So maybe this area is a little smaller than I thought. Alright, we'll snag this item and then we'll get back over. Yeah! Get wrecked! That's funny. That's funny. Alright. Back we go. Fly on over to this. Desert roses, that's new. First of many, I assume. Yeah, is going to kick us off. Understandably so.
I'll take it from here.
Right. And there are all the crystals. Jeez.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both.
Listen to that accent. You know what? Let's do this. Let's hit him with this. And while they're in the air, listen to that.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Sure.
Get him.
Get Cure out of here. Ooh. Get rags. Let's hit him with that. Ooh. Just hover here for a minute. More enemies! I want these items. Give me these items. Give me that. Give me that. More desert roses. Whoa!
This one.
Get out. Man, I don't really want to fight this guy. But if I have to. Meanwhile... And there's over 1,000 ability points there.
wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
They're in cahoots!
David, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly. Buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalamil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
I guess not. So here's a question. Do crystals ever, like, run out of energy? Or if you have, like, a water crystal, do you essentially have unlimited water? Sometime later.
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse.
This guy stinks.
Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard. Here, wear this.
Seal obtained, what up?
Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubo.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rosina Dalamil is back in bed with Sid.
Indeed. Oh, look at him! Whoa. Well,
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive?
Either way.
So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold.
Both work.
Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Well, meteorite. Oh, and a side quest, 2 side quests. Let's go ahead and real quick. So we have 1014. I think let's master that.
Forged a butter knife before.
Hopefully that makes it do a little more damage.
Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I. Oh, wait. Are you Clive? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind.
Sandy.
Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
Carving out
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? There's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade.
Probably, yeah.
I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
I mean, for real. Well, see ya. Buddy.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle.
400. Oh, this is the.
We get to it.
My carpets have
It will make her fine.
Flesher.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
Sure does. Well, see ya. Let's get this other one too.
All those years of toil. Every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
You all right?
Something the matter?
The baths are closed. Leave me be.
This guy is like
Perhaps you are
upset.
just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalamil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
Will do.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Well. Hot water.
Plates and pots!
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Yeah, take a sniff, good sir.
The finest fabrics, fresh from the capital.
Oh, it just says somewhere in here. We already talked to the one homegirl. Maybe over here?
I'll be asking for you again.
Maybe up top?
Then see that you stay.
Maybe I went too far?
Gil for a measly bunch of
Gizol Greens!
Fucking men of the wrong.
Not up here either, huh?
I need to drink.
She still needs a drink. Somebody get this woman a drink. Well, I won't lie to you.
What I'm hearing.
I don't know. I didn't see, because it looks like it's a pretty straight shot.
Yes.
Where else?
Quite sought after.
Needed to a silken softness.
It's not in the baths. Where's the butcher? Because this is where we just went, right? Yeah. Oh, they're embracing.
Just look at the detail.
Like what the crud?
They've opened the gate.
There we
Uber
go.
was true to his word.
What is it?
I'm
in no mood for chatter.
Sorry.
Well, buddy.
Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
I have a question.
Oh.
Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. Your knife snaps every time you use it. You'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you.
So durable and sharp.
Good business, eh?
I could have told you that.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation.
Thank you, Clive.
Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Sweet aim saints. And then the other thing is, oh, it's right there. Perfect.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
Excellent.
My carpets have pride of place in...
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either.
Oh, really?
All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy, and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but...
What is Dalamil known
make a
for?
start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But
His eyes are so intense.
maybe there is someone I could turn to. a merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Well, see ya. Are we gonna have to, like, rescue him or something, you think? Yeah.
Let's go.
Off you go! Oh, and there goes Lord Byron. Fly! Can I just jump over these people? Fantastic. Ally. Where are you? There you are.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help
With
your
this
bags?
metallurgist?
Well, I asked her, but... You tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation,
Adamantite?
never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said the
Spirit of
trained you to
Dalamo.
work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bingo!
Bloody hell. That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly.
Well. Nice little tour of the area that we're going.
Well, this is no good. I was hoping to get
Is it true what I'm hearing?
my carpet.
Take a sniff. good
Man,
sir.
everyone is upset in this
Water
town.
from the oven.
Waits at once. And that's like right over there too, so that's nice. Excuse me,
We should get going.
buddy.
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret.
Ooh.
Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. So
Absolutely lousy with them.
And as you've seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest.
Can do.
I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
The plan is don't die. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't
Drake's
die.
Fang should be just beyond these springs.
Oh, a bunch of bombs? Get out of here with those bombs. Ooh, listen to the music. Can I get it? Come on.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully...
I have to go all the way around.
This is what Southern needs.
Come on, girl. The gate's open now. We can press on. Don't tell me you put down roots.
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly! Okay.
What the hell are those things?
Don't worry, traveler. They're bombs. Which I will take care of presently. Yoink. Why did we come over here again? What were we trying to get? I'm trying to get something.
By the flames.
Bath bomb. Clever name. Get out. Oh, I missed. Bombs are a nightmare. Let's hit him with one of these. Man, that is doing some work.
Out of the frying pan.
Old Faithful? Get out. Man, this ability comes back so quickly now. Yeah. Are there still two of them? Where's that item? There we go.
This one. Go, Torgal.
Get nuts. Enemies slain.
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep baths from boiling.
And we'll just do one of these. Now that we have completed both quests. And I wonder if that's going to give us enough renown to get the next thing.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
Should be plenty. Hopefully.
You are one of the good ones, you know that?
I do.
You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, Time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for.
Yeah, and rather than go back all the way back to the hideout, I think we might just wanna...
That'll do, I reckon.
That doesn't look very sharp.
Knife forged from the very rocks of Dalimil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
Is it?
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalimil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
Wah, wah.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalimil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava, know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable, but only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the
No, you
Forge
couldn't
Master's
have.
riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalimil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Clive's like, have you seen my sword, dude? No need. No need. We're at 365. Oh, Goblin coins. Sweet.
The finest fabric!
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Needed to a silken softness.
Like eating a cloud with a crust.
There he is. I was hoping we'd be seeing you again.
You
The
have.
baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
More bearable by the moment.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. but I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
Yeah, buddy. Hot wool shell. We are well on our way to the next level here. We're at 390. Oh, the Scarletite. What up? Right, well. Time to go down to not the sickle, it looks like. Down to the jewel.
We should get going soon.
Ready, go? Fly, Emperor.
Seriously though, this music. It's pretty cool. It's like the jazz version. Like jazz piano version. So why can't I go over here?
Get that damned wagon fixed! Unless you'd rather our men in Dalamil starved.
The axle's gone, Captain.
Classic. Classic. Gating off. The jaw. Man, this place looks cool. Is that where their mother crystal is? And we got an obelisk.
Drake's Fang.
Could really be hiding inside.
Look like a fang. Looks more like a maw.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize.
Apologize?
After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am.
Bro.
And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know?
Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew.
Oh, Lord Byron.
Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kuka.
Yeah, dude. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it. And that's the end, yeah. I feel like we just got here and then it cut us off. Well, off we go. Let's get weird. It almost looks, yeah, it should be Drake's maw or Drake's eye or his metal hands now.
Fuck! What have they start? What has that gutter rat done to me?
Wow.
Out of my sight, witch!
Hello.
I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me! If you hadn't interfered, he would be dead!
Who is this
Truly
person?
believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued.
Titan would have ground him into dust!
And how would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Hobbit.
Oops. Who is this?
Do you see, Hugo? You are weak.
Fuck!
But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do?
If you can start by not
I'll do anything.
trying to grab me with those metal hands.
Tell me.
The heart.
What of it?
A Mother Crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that. Of course,
Is this where we finally have the Eikon
yield
fight?
her blessing to any ordinary man. But then, you are no ordinary man, are you, Hugo? Clive Rossfield stole your power, but others have suffered a similar fate, and still managed to find the strength to conjure their Eikon. Like Benedict. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did.
Aye.
Benedicta. Benedict. I'll do it. My love. I'll avenge you.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light. Muthos is here. Very well, it shall be so.
Is he supposed to be like Ultima's servant,
You may
maybe?
leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Yo. I think it's time for an Eikon fight. After we destroy a bunch of dregs. Or are we just gonna go straight into the Eikon fight? Fine with that as well. Death. Ew, squishy. Who or what is that? Are there orcs here now? Gross. And am I gonna have to fight all three of them?
Orcs.
Orcs. So literal orcs. If they go ashen, do they turn into orcon?
Bring them from ash.
Man flesh. Into the darkness.
Are the beastmen part of the Waluda army now? How the hell did that happen?
Let's go fight them.
They spotted us.
I missed. Crud. Orcish father?
Get him.
Ah.
We've taken over the entire mine.
Really nothing over here? Go right in the middle here.
This one. So much for the men of the rock. Dalmekia's finest.
Fine as my foot. Oops. Man, I do that so much. Miss the prompt. I really hope there's like something cool in this area. Nothing. Ooh, look at those. Wow. Lovely stones. Or crystals, rather. Oh, hi. Mesmerizer?
This one. This one.
Hey, buddy. Take a little bit of that. I'll just let you chill up there. Give me all my gil.
Animals. You should never have left Ash.
Sickle. This one. This one. Give me
Oh, yeah, baby.
Get him.
Oh, hi, buddy.
This one. Nice try.
I wonder, too, though. You know what I should do? Whoa, whoa! Oh, there's two of them. What if I get right underneath you and I do this?
This one. Get him.
What up? And a potion for all my effort. And go. Not that I needed the potion because I just got to level up anyway, but oh well. Ooh, do I see inner chambers? I do. The favor of lightning. Hello.
Stairs. This must be the way out.
Hey, buddy. Okay, camera. Where's the boss? Speak of the devil. Hey, buddy.
I won't be sneaking past this one. How did it get in here?
No, you won't. Whoa, camera. Whoa, camera. Whoa, camera. Yeah, let's get nuts with this. $43 grand on that first dagger. Ah, I was a little too early there. Boo! Let's hit him with these. Because, I mean, he's like...
Let's try.
Ah! Let's just do one of these. Yeah. Man, that first dagger we did, like, was so much damage. Meteorite, what up? Upon his corpse. Let's
I needed that.
Rip a potion. Just in case. To the heart. Let's get an Eikon fight going. Come on now. I mean, there's a little boss arena in there, but like, let's get an Eikon
By the
fight.
flames. Come on, Torgal.
I want Ifrit to fight Titan. Have him go, dang. There's my potion. And a high potion right behind it.
Kuka never did do things by halves. As if taking
You're
the mother
right.
crystals in his own wasn't enough.
Yeah, I didn't
Build
even
this
need it.
castle in it.
What a... This is so cool looking. And then it's just surrounded by all this nonsense. Yeah, this is like definitely a little boss arena. And once he turns into... And who is this person?
Let the trial begin.
Wait. Oh. Boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hi.
What the hell?
Spirits within.
With me.
Whoa. Hit him with this. Hit him with this. Undertaker. Get him down to like half health. 44k. Saw that. Crud. Here's my stagger. Let's do this. And then I just need one more ability and he's done. I want to say. Maybe not. This ought to take him out. Yeah. He can... I feel like when you throw a Judgment Bolt down, you know, that's gonna take out pretty much everything. Thunderstorm. We got rid of Thunderstorm. Increases damage, though. I think we got rid of Thunderstorm. Get wrecked. Try on my foot, that was pretty easy. Doing all the side content, though, I think I might start avoiding as many like field battles as we can, unless we see like a dragon or something. Because I don't want to. Because doing all the side content.
This is the power of Mythos.
I don't want to get too overpowered, but also I don't care because it's still fun anyway. The power of Mythos. He pronounces Mythos so strangely. It's like he can't figure out if he wants to say Mythos or Mythos. So he's like, Mythos.
Did the orcs do this too?
You know they didn't. You know they didn't. Yoink. Try.
More of them.
Get him. This one. This one.
Let's hit him with a charge magic. You know what we're gonna do? Just to take him out. Just to take them all out.
What the hell is going on? Are these things here for me? Or for him?
Steel Silk. Is there another one over there? Let's check real quick. No. Excellent. Ah, the throne room! Bravery? Some opponents will use the ability Bravery to invigorate nearby allies, enhancing their performance in battle. Yeah. So let's get him done so that we don't have to worry about... Too slow, buddy. There we go. Let's unlock. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Look at these dudes. Yeah, give me all your gil.
First orcs, now these nightmares.
Go.
Is this your doing, Ultima?
Name drop. Well, we're definitely going to be fighting some dudes in here, yep. Ooh, hi!
Let's try.
Still not dead. Interesting. We'll do this until his stagger's done, yeah, and then we'll hit him with this guy. There we go. Take all of my abilities. It is the other door. Crud. Yeah, now that I've burned all my abilities. At least some of the basic ones come back pretty quick. And I'm not sure, too, if it takes these cutscenes into account.
You've been busy, Kupka. But where did you go?
Of course, he has a giant bed. Giant bed for a giant man. Mm-hmm. There we go. It's time for an Eikon fight.
The heart.
Clive should be like, while I'm here, maybe I should, you know...
He's in the sanctuary.
Destroy this.
Come on, Torgal.
Ralph. Don't forget the Weirite while we're here. Favor of Earth. Thank you. Sanctuary. Let's do it. Giving us all sorts of potions and stuff. They know we're about to do a big old fight. Big old fight. The Ana Sanctum.
Just what I needed.
Get up.
Get him.
Woo! How about everyone?
Over here. Get him. Sick him. This one. Sick him.
Man. Come on, everybody. Get in nice and close.
That better be the last of them.
That one ability is insanity. It's so powerful. And I feel like if I had an accessory for that, that might be pretty cool, but can't be my other ones. There he is.
My doctor, my everything. I've missed you so much.
Kuka!
Oh, he's going crazy. Oh, hi.
I swear to you, my love.
In the nude.
We will never be parted again.
What's wrong with him?
What do you think? He's being corrupted by the ether. Yup.
You get away from her. Benedicta!
Oh boy. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh shit, he's priming. No, not now.
Not now.
Come on. Find him.
Yeah, dude.
Done this before. You can do it again. Let the flames burn within you. No. Let them burn without. Come to me, Ifrit!
Yes! And Joshua's here. Unless this is someone else. They're pretty vague with their who these people are. Here we go! There he is! And he's still missing his hands! Dude, he looks so sick. Yeah. Saw that coming. Because, I mean, we've seen the Eikons heal their limbs before in previous Eikon fights. Yes, dude! Voice of the land. Get precision dodge. This is so cool. He's almost staggered. Oh, he hit me? Crud. $479,000 casually. There we go. Time for some precision nonsense. Yeah!
Nice trick. But if you can do it, then so could
Yeah! You learned Brimstone. Okay. Dude. Clive has learned the ability Brimstone. Hold and release R2 and square to emit a violent explosion. Hold that to increase the explosion in size. Press X at any time to cancel the charge without triggering the explosion. Brimstone 2. Ifrit is invulnerable to damage while charging Brimstone.
Let's give this a try. Not bad.
Oh, man. Precision Brimstone. Get wrecked. Did I just waste my Brimstone? I think I did. Staggered, get wrecked. You know, let's do a Firelight, why not? We didn't really need it, but... Yeah, give me some cinematic nonsense! So I guess I didn't evade? Even though I hit the button? What you doing, buddy? Just eating stones. What is this, the never-ending story? He's gonna go full overhaul. Nothing good. Earth and Fury. Whoa! He's like destroying his own Mother Crystal's chamber. Which I guess bonus, right? Save us from having to destroy it ourselves. Dude! Dude!
Found to help me. It's do or die!
Listen to this music. Titan Lost. Time to charge up that thing. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. This is so sick. Dude, what? Getting closer. Swinging around his own tendril here. I mean, does this mean that Clive can go super nuts if he's surrounded by, like, fire? Let's go, baby. Yeah! Even with all that damage, he's still... It's like a 20th of his health. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed him. Crud. Doing some damage. God. There we go. Takedown. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. That was all short stagger, too. And look how much health he still has left. This is so dope. Ooh, 19 grand. How am I supposed to... I thought I was invulnerable. This is so sick. So he's like halfway done now? Ish. Ew. Boo. So much damage. Oh, I missed. Get staggered. $771,000 damage. Cinematic clash. Well, he's 2/3 down. Ooh, get out!
You're mine.
Yeah, dude. Take his arm down again. Yeah! 3/4 down, rather. You're mine! Dude, look at Titan's symbol. Or Titan lost his symbol. Am I in control here? What's happening? Oh! Interesting. Thought I got you. Did I not get you? riding it down.
Heads up, Hugo.
Hugo's not home right now.
Your time.
Am I gonna do like 1 million damage with that? Or 2 million damage? Sick. Dude, he's still here? This is insane. Again, it's like fighting the Precision Brimstone. Get wrecked. Staggered. Oh, that was after the stagger? Did I really just dodge that? I want him to stagger so I can get that last brimstone in. There we go. We got a kitty coming out. Whoa, whoa, watch the light, watch the light. Whoa, whoa! Ooh, let's go. He said, Dad, love me. I almost missed the cinematic deal. I'm sorry.
From the Mother Crystal. If you can do it.
Dude. Oh, he broke my extra. This is so cool. And we've been fighting him for like 10 minutes. Yeah, dude. That was outrageous. In the best possible way. Earth and Fury. Oh, yeah. Now destroy it! Hellfire that piece. What, he's going Optimus Prime on it? Yeah, dude! That's so cool! Absolutely owned. So much for Clive saying, oh, I'm not going for the Mother Crystal. Ooh, little nosebleed there, buddy. Where are we? And what's up with this music from The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing. Oh, hi.
Is that you, Ultima? What do you want?
Your soul is tainted with worthless human will, yet your thirst for power remains undiminished. With every sip you take, you grow in strength, and soon you shall achieve perfection.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will accept us, Mythos. It is inevitable. You were created for this purpose, and
created
you shall serve it.
Never!
He's like, oh, your human weapons are so cute.
Fight it, Clive! Don't let him in!
Consciousness. We see now. Human will is so insubstantial it cannot exist in isolation. You mitigate its weakness by interweaving it with your consciousness. We believed we had merely to purge you of your will to claim our vessel. It appears we first have to sever every thread of the consciousness that supports it. No matter. The time to build a new world is not yet upon us. We will contemplate.
Okay. Whatever the heck that means. Joshua? Buddy?
Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome. And then we have this one.
One can no more command the power of ether by drowning in its flood than one can constrain the tides by standing in the sea.
Okay.
I had thought Hugo wiser than this, but it seems his head was full of rocks after all.
I see what you did there.
Strong. Your Majesty.
But Mythos is stronger. For 5 years, that man lived only for revenge. Clinging fast to a fiction, even as it swept him into the abyss. One cannot change one's nature through force of will alone. Only the Almighty can do that.
And who is this person? Who are you? Lord Commander of the Kingdom of Waloed's armies. As the Constant Knight. But who is this person now? King of Waloed. Oh, he's the King of Waloed. And he's Odin! Okay. Gotcha. Okay. What an awesome feature that is, too, by the way. That you could do that, and just in case you're like, who are these people?
The man who gave his life for a woman's head.
And obviously these two were like,
like all the rest.
More in the know than we are. Well, by we, I mean like Clive and company. Clive and co. Is that like Mother Crystal Ash?
Wow.
Dust.
That the death of a Mother Crystal should be so beautiful.
Trophy pop. Holy Order of the Knights Dragoon.
Some medicine, my lord?
No, thank you.
I have salves, potions, anything you need.
Stop bothering me, urchin, or you'll feel the back of my hand.
Jeez.
You must consider your health, my prince.
Oh, and here's Bahamut.
If a show of force is needed to keep the Dalmex at bay, you may trust in your dragoons. I beg you to call on Bahamut only as a last resort. His strength comes at too great a cost.
The Empire agreed to an armistice with the Republic, and yet the Emperor still plots its ruin.
What a jerk.
For now, the Dalmex suspect nothing, and as long as I can hold their gaze, war need not be inevitable. But more than that, Bahamut is the champion of the Empire. When our people look to the heavens, the sight of him gives them hope.
Fraternizing with the army.
Forgive me, Terence. That you were my master. But alas.
I will always be your loyal servant.
That is so sweet. But I am lowborn. And you a prince.
Should the Council's brazen maneuvering prompt the Republic to tear up their own treaty and launch a new assault, our soldiers would advance to meet them, cutting across the Central Isles, but not in time to prevent their forces from breaching the southern defenses and storming Twinside. And so the capital would become a battlefield. Thousands of innocents would die. I cannot allow that to happen.
There is one small mercy, at least. You will not be forced to do battle with Titan.
No, he will not. Nobody will.
Not that I could avoid doing battle at all.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
What is it?
Come.
Olivier has been made emperor.
I'm sorry, what?
What is the meaning of this? My father's orders. What were they? Quickly!
Yes, Your Highness. His Radiance requests that Your Highness maintain position here and...
Ah!
Does that mean that the other Emperor's dead?
Terrence. Yes, my prince.
I must go to the palace.
I'll ready your steed.
A loyal servant.
What is it now?
Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness.
Joshua, reckon dudes.
I know you.
At ease.
We stand in the presence of the Phoenix. You wouldn't want to get your fingers burned.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Though I admit,
I was going to say that.
I did not expect such a distinguished guest.
How many years has it been since the Remembrance ceremony? 20?
I thought you long dead.
So
Do
did
I
everyone
address a
else.
ghost? Many have told me that I look like one. But
Look at that stare.
I'm alive.
Smolder.
Just. Prince Dion of the House Lesage, I have a tale to tell you.
Joshua's come a long way since he was a little boy. Back to the hideaway, where hopefully we'll be able to use that earthen whatever the heck. And maybe now that we've gone down south, maybe we'll start making our way over to the other twin, out of the shadow.
I'd better give Otto the good news.
Oh, my music. A new missive has been delivered to Clive's chambers. And look at all that new stuff. Wait. Oh, but there's no... There's no new stuff. Ooh, I see a new hunt, though. Maybe I'll do the hunt before stopping for the day. Well, let's go to our chambers. Because he's dead. And are you sure you don't have anything
And
new?
what can I do for you? Coin purse weighing you down?
Coin purse weighing you down.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Yeah, and I guess he's not gonna have anything else.
What do you want?
Yeah. Nothing new to craft either, since we already have this dope thing equipped.
Anything else?
If the state of our coffers is anything to go by.
Alright, raiding table. A Desert Alliance. Oh, it's from Rosanna. Sid II, I trust you will forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test. I'm confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For what it is worth, you have now earned mine, and I can assure you it shall not easily be relinquished. May this be the start of a fruitful relationship. Very fruitful. Excuse you. Excuse you. Don't rub your face on that, please. Thank you. Let's do this to get rid of this coin.
Here for another of my lectures?
I am!
Allow me to educate you. Study it well, Clive.
Let's get rid of that coin real quick. Let's talk to you. Koopopopo! Goodness. Already got you. Soul Stingers. The Empty Hovel in Dalmacia. The Cattery. The Jaw. Empty Hovel, the Cattery, the Jaw, the Breaker of Worlds. Urgent notice to all curse breakers due to the discovery of a fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins. We have lately been investigating. All work in the region is to be halted with immediate effect, and all members are to proceed no further than the village gate, lest the echo should be awakened by our presence. No further action may be taken without Sid's express permission. The Breaker of Worlds. In the Rosarian ruins. So the Jaw, the Empty Hovel, and the Cattery. And I can go down there now. I can go up here. This place is absolutely massive. So I guess we have some exploring to do. Titan's Weak. Jeez. So the Rosarian ruins, I feel like... This is Port Isolde. Would be over here, right? But we can't really get to Rosaria, because it's over here. Shop? Why is there a shop here? Right, well, the Jaw we can definitely go to. So let's snag this one real quick. The other ones I think we're just gonna have to do like a massive amount of exploring. Is it you? Are you the one? You are. The Nine of Knives. You look pretty sick.
My blade yet hungers, and so do I. Come, let us feast on your flesh. Your feasting days are over.
Hello? Ooh, he does a good amount of damage. Smoke screen, huh? Yeah, you just sit right in there. Let's do this. Let's go, baby. He has an insane amount of health.
This one.
Like, he's not even halfway done yet. Hello?
This one.
Ooh.
Too slow.
Come on, give me one of my big abilities. Undermine that, buddy. Yeah. Okay, well, A ranks are a thing now. Give me that level up. We got a kitty coming out and screaming at us. What up?
Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
Tell me about it. I'll take this item. Please. More desert roses. Hey everyone, what are we doing? We just hanging? We just chilling? And I'm wondering too if we should go down there to at least like open that up. But look, there's also up here and here. This might take us back up here. And also to many other places as well. I don't know how much renown I got for that, but I think we needed something like 395. So if we could somehow find one more of those legendary targets, that would be ideal. Ooh, the music's changing. The sickle. No thanks. Y'all.
Get surrounded.
I'm trying to. Don't worry about it, fellas. I'm just trying to do my thing. Sunhound. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'll take the desert roses. Don't worry about it, fellas. We're good. It's all gravy, baby. Leg eater? Give me these.
Get him.
magic ash. Doo-doo-doo. You know what? Let's grab ambrosia, so that we can cover this ground a little quicker. I want to know where this world ender or whoever it is. Ah, I see you.
Straight home now.
I see you, buddy. Grimalkin. Rank C?
Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine.
Get out. Where's the big boy?
This one.
I almost feel bad for him. Are we gonna have to fight like a literal entire pack before we... Before we get to fight this one guy? Now we get to fight him.
And then there was one.
The boss music is so cool. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Okay. Get parried. It's so satisfying every single time. Well, that took him down to half. Let's hit him with this. Oh, it even follows him. Interesting.
This one.
Mm-hmm. You better hope I don't get any more abilities. And I got a trophy. For something. Grimalkin hide. What up?
That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal?
Wait, does it say that I can go back there? What's here? The fields of Grava. Some desert roses. There better be a chest or something here, right? Yeah, dude. Meteorite. Boo. Okay, well, I think before I go and, like, there's so much. And you know what? Too, I'm sure some quests and stuff are going to take us there. But let's see if we can get our reward. Maybe. I don't know how much renown we're at, but... Oh, we can. The cattery. So we do need to find the soul stingers in the empty hovel. A swarm of vicious Vilekin has of late made its nest near an abandoned village in the fields of Karava. In the fields of Karava, so I just need to read that. I guess. And we took 2 of them down. So...
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back.
The Patron's Whisper. Oh, it's 410. Whoa, look at all that stuff. 800 ability points! Whoa.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Speaking of which... 3140 to master that. But if we do master this, that means it'll do... I mean, hopefully it would do a lot more damage. I kind of want to... That's not even... That's just to upgrade it, not even to master it. We do like our Flames of Rebirth, though. I only need like 50 more. Or I could master my limit break. Oh, I kind of want to master the limit break since we... You know what? Let's master the limit break because we use that constantly. So, I think that's a good idea. Well, stop to auto.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's Fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
Aye.
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
Oh, and Jill's back.
It's good to be back.
Calculon's back.
You look better.
I feel it.
Girl.
Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure.
Oh, so she can help me with the hunt. Because I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that other hunt.
Otto.
Dream of it.
Any word on the royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know.
I mean, you'd think he'd put his feet up.
With Vivian.
Hey, Panda.
I will.
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Saturday to you. Alright, so Vivian's going to lock us into a whole thing. So let's go back. Fields of Karava. Yeah, let's go to the Jaw. My Saturday's going well. Doing a little surprise stream here, as you can see. I'm going to do one more hunt, and then I'm probably going to finish it up for the day. Because I'm a little over 3 hours right now. But it's going well. I'm looking forward to a nice, relaxing night. I don't have any plans. I might order myself a pizza and just like throw in a movie or something. I was doing some trophy hunting in Jedi Survivor last night, but just playing any video game right now, I'm like, man, I really want to play Final Fantasy XVI. Right? Yeah. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday as well. Always appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I went out for a little bit yesterday, and I got home, and I was like, man, I just can't wait to do nothing. And I did. I did. I got up at like 8 a.m., something like that, and I looked at my clock. I was like, you know what? No thanks. And I just went back to sleep for like 2 more hours. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I think we're expecting a thunderstorm in Denver today, so that would be perfect. Preferably after my pizza is delivered. Ooh, look at this area! And you know, me too, for sure. Ah, this is the empty hovel, isn't it? That's the empty hovel. To the empty hovel! Heads up, Bighorn. No thanks, buddy. No thanks. We got a hunt to do. Is that a curl just like hanging out? Whoa! That's pretty wild. Alright, empty hovel. I expect a hunt. I expect you to kick me off my chocobo here. Ahaha, there they are. I think that's them. Yep. Should be. Oh, and they're doing light tracing? Soul stingers. Time to get wrecked, buddies.
They don't look happy.
Whoa! I'm sorry. You know what? Let's hit him with the... Oh, I appreciate that. Let's hit him with this, too. This game is incredible. It's so much fun. Hi, buddy. Oh, I can't grab him towards me. Get out. Yo, Joker. Oh. It's like, it's just so much fun. The combat, as you can see, is outrageous. Sure do, it's Torgal. And he's a puppy. You can either watch it, I'm not sure if it's still on Twitch, it might be a little bit too long, but you can look on my YouTube on the first episode, and you can see him as a puppy. Right? And not only that, but you can pet the dog. There's actually a trophy for petting the dog 5 times. I mean, he's just the cutest thing in the world. He's the cutest thing in the world. Ranked. Yeah. With his huge paws. I'll pet him again, why not? Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, we just had a story revelation about him, too. Okay, let's go back. Back to the hideaway. Yeah, Torgal is the best. He's the absolute best. And this is, I think I put it on Twitter, this is one of my new favorite town themes of any Final Fantasy I've ever played. It's absolutely incredible. What you got for me, girl?
The conquering hero returns.
Hail the conquering hero.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang.
By the orcs.
I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall?
Yeah, there are definitely some Lord of the Rings influences with some of the fights in this game.
Blind men and the Adamantus. One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details.
You know, I knew it was
One
pronounced
must instead
Adamantus.
see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
Oh, it sure is. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. Because I recently watched the first one, the extended edition. Maybe I'll watch the Two Towers extended edition.
Dominion over all of Ash.
Yeah, I might do that. I might do that for the last, like, 4 hours of my night. Yeah.
The dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 8.
It's basically Death Stranding before Death Stranding was a thing. It's Death Stranding in a fantasy setting.
Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies.
Don't make me separate you two.
Light ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walud shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched land.
It's so funny. Twitch's auto mod held that because you said punch you.
Only to make no attempt to claim the mother crystal for Walud. It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins.
It's pronounced Tharm? Well, what's the extra R for
We have
then?
not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again.
Yeah, Odin.
It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot?
So I'm sure we'll have to fight Odin and Bahamut at some
In
point.
summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
It's bait, Panda. Don't take it.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
Lord Byron.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
What's so funny about that is I've always been told that the Monster Hunter games are so good.
I am only human.
I played like 4 or 5 hours of Monster Hunter World and I just couldn't get into it. Just couldn't get into it.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
But that's kind of like a prime example of to each their own.
Here for another of my lectures? Of course.
Because I know that so many people like absolutely love that game. And I just couldn't get into it. Oh, they got new stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, and it's funny, and that's what I'm talking about. And maybe I'll give it another shot at some point, but like, for some reason, I just couldn't get into it.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Maybe I'll give it another shot at some point.
I wanted to tell you that.
Got a lot of games in front of it, though.
Dead.
Cooper.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
I do still have it down. Well, it was one of those games that kind of comes with the PS5 or what, or like with your, when you first get a PS5, it's one of those like 10 games. So, oh, okay. So you really liked Monster Hunter World, but not Rise. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. I am back, thank you.
So, will it be?
Earth and Fury. The Enhancer +1. It's interesting that the stamina doesn't go up. But... well, I mean, if you have a pet dog, then, you know, best game ever. White Worm Bone. Well, let's get this Enhancer.
Should last you a good while.
And can we reinforce it? Why does the defense go down? I don't get that. That's so weird. Oh, heck yeah.
Not my best work, but it'll do.
Wait, why don't I have a diamond sword +1? White Worm Bone. I don't have that. I wonder if I can just buy. Well, Torgal, I mean, it's hard to beat Torgal. It is hard to beat Torgal.
And?
I can go in here. Oh.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself.
That would be me.
True what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true.
Yeah, but I figured, like,
Kuka is dead.
5 hours into Monster Hunter, because I'd fought a couple of the big monsters.
Looking over our shoulders, then.
It's Torgal. It's Torgal.
Don't let it go to your head, though.
So like Torgal, but Torgal.
Is
You
it
got
business or pleasure?
Stuff for me? Yeah, I think we're good on all this stew.
It'd better all be here.
No side quests or anything? No. Alright. On to Hippocrates.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
Always.
To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Kupka.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying.
He's off it.
He is. Big baby.
Children not respecting
With
their
good
elders.
reason, children. These are tears of joy.
There
We
you
must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us.
Oh,
There shall be no lessons today,
Tomes.
only thanksgiving and merrymaking.
Oh, Tomes, good for you.
All right. Brilliant.
And I don't think I have enough knowledge for level up, but at least we can see the little 2D sprites.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell...
Oh, music's going on.
Came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others,
I'm special.
He reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
He did say something about, like, recreating the world.
It means a lot. Nice.
Alright.
Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Let's see if we can, yeah. Show me them 2D sprites.
I
Show
have
me
a few
them 2D
new
sprites.
notes that might interest you.
Oh, so
If you have a
close!
question for me,
Right.
I should be happy to answer it.
I wanted to hear the original Final Fantasy level up theme. Alright, let's go talk to our homeboy here, and then once he sends us on another adventure.
I heard it from Otto's own lips.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something.
Just spreading the word.
I was gonna say, we haven't talked to Jill in a while.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid.
Is that the Moogle making that noise?
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well.
Wait, Mid
I'll
is...
suggest it.
Well, her name makes total sense now. Mid being Sid's daughter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a tick. New side quests?
Here you go.
Use your loaf. Well, heck. And you can travel straight to it. God, I love that. That is like my favorite thing.
Always something in there.
Well, we're gonna have to... now that I did that, now I feel like I'm gonna forget that they're there.
Clive. Anything catch your eye?
Let's go. Now we have to. Now we have to, of course. Where are ya? There we are.
Good day to you.
Hello. Sid. But a worthless. Hey, buddy.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always.
Naturally.
I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
I mean, sure. For 20 renown? Heck yeah.
Excellent. Of course. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right.
Can do's, Bill.
I will.
For great justice. Who's first?
Right. Let's see
Oh, I
what the
can't
people
go
of the
that
village
way.
have to say. I better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
You alright, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is
Right.
actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods.
Ancient board of shadowy
unusual?
figures.
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours,
Secret
mind,
board.
from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right. Thanks anyway.
They're so shadowy they don't even exist.
The crystals we get from the Tailor Hall.
Right, well. Hello.
Do you have a moment?
She looks so young.
There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal?
Oh. Didn't even have to
investigate.
Didn't even have to talk to the other person. Yep. We'll make sure we're on E3. Oh, Phoenix. Rather. Ooh, my sword is just like a scimitar looking dealio. Hey there.
You there.
Out with you.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape.
Black shields. Here.
Why did I think that was so funny?
What the hell are you doing here?
Wait, I have an extra
What is it to you?
limit breakdown?
All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
New enemies approach. Hi, fellas. You know what, let's... We'll just sit back and just let them... Yeah, we'll do this, why not? Oh! Oh, he was the last one. Oh. Nice. The black shields. have so much money.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
I mean, yeah. Let's just warp back. Thanks, PS5 SSD.
Good day to you.
Oh, hello. Hey, buddy.
Clive.
Time to bolster those defenses.
Sinister figures.
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds. Though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back.
Is he
and bite
planning
back
something?
we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Well.
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth.
And this is why we do side quests.
I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did, in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport.
Ugh.
I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice.
Oof.
His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family.
Yikes.
And he faced no punishment whatsoever.
Dude.
I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him and slit their throats myself.
Quentin?
But the
Buddy?
man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw
This
that
is
I
so
would need
intense.
an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded
Oh my god, I just saw Joker's hydrate.
Everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Sorry, Joker.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard.
This is so intense.
What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first.
Is that going to be an additional side quest, or is he just going to go?
It begins. Make ready for war.
That was like totally unexpected from that little side quest. I feel like we're getting closer to the end of the game, maybe. Maybe we're like 2/3 done the game? I don't even know. No idea.
I'm not going to change his mind.
That was, like, very intense. Hello, you have something new? What do you have that's new, shop? Let's see. Let's see, and then we'll do that other side quest, and then I'll stop for the day, because that'll probably put us right around 4 hours.
And what can I do for you?
And it better be something cool. I can buy meteorites.
I'll
Okay,
be here
well,
if you need me.
it was not. Down to Dalabil. Alright, give me that side quest. Give me that! I'll eat the whole thing.
My carpets.
Take a sniff, good sir.
Leave now, there'll be no one to man the shop. God,
Master Baker!
and without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss.
Loath though I am.
Will you see if you can find him?
Of course.
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang.
Mooning?
He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Use your loaf. $499 yards away. To the jewel. Alright, let's ride Ambrosia here.
Ready, go?
Grab this item while we're at it. Pass by the leg eater. Oh, I see you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't even notice that I had an extra limit break bar thing.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
He's so upset.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? I'm certainly not a baker.
Buddy.
Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Express yourself seems like a good one.
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work.
Yeah.
If you miss the Fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Make a Fang loaf.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right. What a fool I've been! I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. You've opened my eyes.
You're welcome.
Suppose you are needing an escort then.
Fast travel's so good. Look at this dude. Oh, that's Ferda.
The most fragrant herbs and spice.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold,
Behold.
the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
And it kind of looks like the Fang.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all.
That's what I'm talking about,
And
buddy.
look
Man, this made me hungry.
inside.
Can't wait to order that
She's
pizza.
filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Salt crystals.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
West complete. 470 renown. Goblin coin, get out of here with that nonsense.
Yes, they're quite sort.
So, I think with that quest, I think that's gonna do it. And I can't think of a better thing to have in the background than the water. That one or this one? This one for sure. I mean, look at that. Like, here, let me get on the other side of it. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so nice looking. Oh, that's so nice looking. But man, what an episode! We finally got another Eikon fight. It's been a few. It's been a few, but so, continues to be just the most epic thing. And we still have Odin and Bahamut too. So, holy moly! But we are starting to get a little bit, more familiar with what the main plot is going to be. It starts off as one thing, and now we're kind of like gradually evolving into the main overarching story, which is super, super cool. Plus, new abilities, more limit break gauge, all sorts of stuff, getting more powerful. Hunts. We've done like 10 hunts now or something like that, and I'm very interested in what that S tier rank one is. Very interested. But I'm going to go get my pizza. So if you've been hanging out, thank you so much for hanging out. Always appreciate people hanging out, whether they're in the chat, whether they're lurking. Always appreciate everybody who wants to stop by and wants to watch the stream. But if you're watching this after the fact too, make sure you do like, subscribe, all of that fun YouTube stuff, because Final Fantasy is awesome. And I'm putting the whole series on. But yeah, also make sure you're following me on Twitter so you can see my schedules, see things like when I go live on a Saturday. This was a surprise. Thank you so much, Panda. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, so when I do, I'll usually give little hints if I am going to do a surprise stream as well. But but yeah, make sure you do follow me on Twitter. But as always, thanks so much, Joker. I will enjoy my pizza. But with that, make sure you do love yourself, love those around you, and I will see you next time.